Alright everyone, guess this is a video blog. It's Sunday and I just spent a long day outside having fun. I'm feeling kind of down right now for no particular reason, so let's see if I can snap out of it. Alright, I have a topic. No, I don't. Don't feel like talking. I'll leave the camera on anyways, in case something happens. Last week when I was on this road, there was a car and it was swerving all over the road. So I just stayed behind it and followed it. I guess it was a drunk driver, so I'm on a motorcycle. I can't force him to stop or anything, so I just follow him from a distance. And sure enough, he's like, oh, he was swerving all over. He was losing control of his car. He was hammered. And I was just following him, waiting to see if he'd crash. And sure enough, he lost control of his car, did a 360, and then hit another car. I didn't realize that he hit the other car. I thought he just got close to it, and so I didn't bother chasing after him because I thought he just lost control and drove away. But then I noticed the guy that he hit got out of his car and was inspecting it. So I had already memorized the guy's license plate number a while back. So I stopped my bike, got off, gave the guy the guy's plate, gave the guy the hit and run guy's license plate number, and we phoned the police, and the police came. But unfortunately, it was Taiwanese police, and they didn't do anything. We told them that the guy was drunk. They laughed at that and said, how do you know? You didn't give him a breathalyzer. It's so silly. How can you say he's drunk? You don't know. And I'm like, well, I was following him for a few kilometers, and he was, all over the road and losing control of his car on a regular basis. And after he lost control and did the 360, his car stalled. And I pulled up beside him, and I punched his window a few times. I was trying to break the glass, but it's not that easy. Anyways, but while I was punching his window, he didn't even look at me. I'm like pounding on his window, and he's staring straight ahead. His eyes are half open because he's so drunk, and his face is all bright red. His eyes are bloodshot. The guy's hammered. Anyway, so I explained that to the cops, and I'm like, yeah, the guy was hammered. And they're like, okay, so now the police knows that the guy was hammered. The police knows that he did a hit and run, and what is the police going to do? Absolutely nothing. He's going to file a report for the insurance company of the guy in case he wants to make a claim. And then that would mean the insurance company would have to chase after the other guy and blah, blah, blah. But it was just, yeah. And then I said to the cop, I said, are you going to go to the guy's house, give him a ticket for being drunk and crashing into somebody and driving away? And he said, no. Oh, okay. So in other words, in Taiwan, if you're drunk and you crash into another car, say if you're drunk and you're driving a car and you crash into another car, what would happen if you were to stop and wait for the police to arrive? You'd be screwed because the police would show up, they'd give you a breathalyzer, and you'd be screwed. You'd have a major ticket, your license might get suspended, whatever. Okay. So what happens if you're drunk and you crash into another car and then you just drive away? Well, then nothing would happen because the police here are too lazy to actually go to your house to follow it up. So in Taiwan, if you're driving drunk and you crash into someone else, the correct thing to do is to drive away. That's Taiwan. Oh, you want to hear a funny story on the same topic? A friend of mine was driving behind a police car, and the police car rear-ended another car. And then you know what the cop car did? He put his car in reverse, backed up, and then made a quick U-turn and sped away. And then he only sped away about a block and a half, 2 blocks. And then what happened was the cop car's what was it? The cop car's rear tires locked up, but the front tires were still spinning. I guess it was a front-wheel drive. So the cop car wasn't moving, but the tires were spinning. Have you figured out what was going on? The police's partner, the police who wasn't driving, decided he didn't want to be part of a hit and run, so he pulled the emergency brake. The cop who was driving was still giving it gas because he wanted to drive away. So you had one cop with his hand up pulling on the emergency brake and the other cop flooring the gas. So he ended up just doing a burnout. Yeah, that's Taiwanese police.